Hi all, we are PLC 14 doing statistics and probability. And for our assessment, we're going to be using the task comparing data using statistical measures. My name's Richard for as well.
My name is Yonghwa.
My name is Yang Mi Chan.
And my name's Antonio Marcuccio.
For this task, we've got a few different mathematical goals that students will be seeking to get out of it. One of them is going to be able to make meaningful connections and comparisons between two sets of data. To do this, they're going to be looking at different measures of center and variability just to be able to deepen their understanding of the data and what it represents. And then once they've done this, hopefully they should be able to make informed decisions using the data set to justify an outcome. For this task, there's not much equipment needed at all. Students will just need a copy of the Getting James to Work worksheet and then some sort of writing utensil, whether it be a pen or pencil. This task will require students to draw on some knowledge they learnt previously at Year 6. Doing this, it's going to just be looking at basics, measures of center and comparing the mode and range of data sets. Then when now looking at Year 7 data, it's going to require students to apply this to be able to also calculate the median and the mean of data as well, and then be able to make informed decisions as to what outcome might be best. So before we go off to next lesson, guys, we're going to be doing a bit of a practice task at home. This is going to be using the Getting James to Work worksheet. With this, we'll need to look at the data sets we're presented with the different methods you can take to work. So hopefully you'll be able to use those methods because they're going to be transports you're already familiar with to draw a little bit of data yourself, but then also use the data to be able to make informed decisions on which data set is going to be the best method for him to take by using the things like the mean, the median, the mode, or the range of the data. If anyone else is at home and wanted to give this a crack before next class, feel free to pause the video and then join us back when you're done.
The next day.
Cool. So I hope everyone had a nice night. We're just going to be going over our Getting James to work that we've done, and we'll just see how everyone's gone with it, because it all looks like we've attempted the questions a little bit differently. Antonio, did you maybe want to talk through how you did question one?
So question one, getting James to work. Why would he do it? Why would he use his bike as his method of transport? I went through and calculated the average or the mean. I was able to identify that the bike had the fastest mean of travel time. Additionally, it had the lowest range. So with those factors, I was able to determine that it's the most consistent. It also has the least variability and is the best way for James to travel to work.
Yeah, that's really good, Antonio. I like how you were able to look at the two different sets of measurement. So you looked at the center and also the variability of it. You were able to consider the mean to figure out which one's a good option, but also the range to kind of justify both aspects of it. Good job. Jung, your working out looks a little bit different. Do you want to maybe work through how you did it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So in this question, I have first arranged the data associated with each type of vehicle in the ascending order from the smallest to the largest. Then I will base on the mean to determine which vehicle is the most effective. So I calculated the mean by getting the average of the two values in the middle, and then observe that bicycle may have the larger mean of 25.5. So that's the vehicle that James should use to go to work. That's how I did this.
Good job, Young. I really like how you were able to organize the data into a way that made sense to you. So you organize them all smallest to largest. Just with your working out, though, I think we might have got something a little bit mixed up because you were able to calculate one of the measures of center, but it looks like you're looking for the middle of the data set there. So you've actually found the median. Do you maybe know how else we could calculate and use the data to find the mean of it?
So if this is a case for median, then for the mean, should we just add all of the values together and then divide it by the total number of values that we have?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Do you maybe want to give that a go for the next ones we'll look at later and then see how we go?
Thank you so much. I'll do it.
That's all right. And Daisy, did you maybe want to talk through how you did your questions at all?
So my answer is a bit more based on the real life. So just in my opinion, bicycle is a bit more cost effective. It's cheaper to buy and it doesn't use any gas, so it would not damage the environment. So environmental friendly.
No, that's really good. I like how you were able to link the question to a real world application and especially link it back into the environment as well, because it's a pretty pressing issue we all need to look at. And it does make a good justification why the bike's better. Maybe for the next questions, though, do you want to try using some of the data as well, just to deepen your answer a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, brilliant. And then, Antonio, we can jump back to you. Do you want to talk about question two at all?
So, question two, James using the car as his method of transport. I was able to identify that it is the quickest time. It has the quickest travel time, the lowest number being 19 minutes, although it does have the biggest range, with there being an outlier of 57 minutes. So, kind of concluding from this that although it's the quickest, it's kind of a bit risky. So, if he's in a rush, he needs to get to work quickly, jump in the car, but has to roll the dice with being 3 times the travel time.
That's really good. I really like how you were able to identify that there was an outlier in there and how it can maybe misrepresent the data set a little bit. Jung, do you want to talk about yours as well?
So in this question, I had a look at the smallest numbers for each mode of transport, and I realized that there is one time that it took James only 19 minutes to travel by car, while it requires at least 23 and 21 minutes by bicycle and train, respectively. That's why I think that he should travel by car. That's
Yeah,
my, yeah, that's
that's
my.
that's a good job. I like how you were able to find the smallest number. I think it might just be important to note for future ones that maybe one number doesn't always represent an entire data set. So maybe try and find a bit more to justify it.
Yeah, sure. I will try it with this again. Thank you.
Brilliant. We can now move on a little bit and look at some more of the theory and how it links to this topic that we're doing here. So, one of the literature articles I found on here was personified a little bit through Daisy's example and how students can use past information they have to build a foundation. With that, they can use things they know, like possibly the environmental factors of transport, and then scaffold on that to try and make a decision based on the data.
The piece of literature I found focuses more on Jung and how helping students with grammatical errors, particularly students who are EAL students or English isn't their first language, not only helps them improve their mathematical understanding, but also helps them move towards English mastery, and they kind of complement each other.
So for this activity, effectively integrates statistical concepts with the meaningful and real-world applications, making abstract ideas more accessible to students through engaging in hands-on activities such as analyzing the ratings. Students move beyond passive learning to actively explore how data is collected, interpreted, and applied. By the conclusion of the activity, students not only understanding the essential research principles, but also develop practical skills in the operate operationalizing the variables. They gain the direct experience calculating and interpreting these measurements, such as the mean, the median, the mode, and the range or the standard deviation. These foundational tools help students to recognize patterns in data and understand how such calculation can lead to insightful conclusions in real-world research context.
And the last article elaborates on how previous teachers emphasize on data collection and recording while neglecting the importance of formulating meaningful and effective questions. Before starting their professional career officially, all teachers have to address this because this oversight limits their ability to guide students through the statistical inquiry process. Jumping back to the pre-lesson task, being able to give students more more effective questions and instructions will guide them in the right direction of thinking. Another element of this lesson is the task getting rushed to work. So in this task, students are required to construct data with regards to the given mean, median, and range. So this task aims to foster students' the data interpretation skills, where students can analyze the given statistical information, such as mean, median, and range, and then apply it to complete and construct the missing data. Besides, they also can develop their statistical thinking and problem solving, because by interpreting the data and drawing the conclusions, students can work on more with their reasoning skills, and particularly in assessing variability and the central tendency.
So for this task, which is called the running times, this asks students to have a coach decide which runner not to enter a 10-kilo race. They are given real training times for the three runners, Mary, David, and Sully. And the question is required that they have to use the data to make a decision. So it can build the statistical reasoning by using the mean, range, and outliers to support their choices, and it encourage critical thinking as students must give clear reasons based on the numbers, not just opinions. And it shows real-world application, helping students see how data is used to solve everyday problems. It's simple but powerful way to make a statistic meaningful and practical.
In this lesson, we explored how statistical measures like mean, median, mode, and range can be used to make assertive decisions based on data. By applying these tools to real-life scenarios, students not only developed a deeper understanding of key mathematical concepts, but also built critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Through hands-on activities and data interpretation, we saw how mathematics extends beyond the classroom, supporting informed decision-making in everyday life. This experience highlights the importance of selecting appropriate measures to effectively summarize and communicate data with students. And this is our little reference list. Thank you.
Thank you all